Kia ora nei. Lovely to have you here today. Dunedin Stories podcast session. There's a lot of familiarity between the two of us. I feel like we have basically grown up together since I was 4. I think I first met you, but there's a lot more to the story to tell, and it's so good to have you here. So just
very happy to be here.
Oh, good. For the Dunedin Store community, do you want to just let us know who you are and what you do and how you, maybe a little bit about how you became doing what you do?
Yeah, my name's Nathan Jones. I am very happy to have returned home after a long stint in Melbourne, 15 years and 5 years in Auckland before that. Born and raised in Dunedin. Colourful. Not upbringing. Brought up very, very well, but colourful decisions made, which served me well today. But coming into the fitness industry started about 21 years ago, and just up the road there at Les Mills, Dunedin, and then moved quickly to Auckland for a promotion and heading up a lot of their frontline stuff and getting deeper into the fitness industry. And then again, getting a promotion to Melbourne, where I was the master trainer for Les Mills over there, which was perfect because passionate about New Zealand and Les Mills being a strong New Zealand brand, taking it offshore and being a leader for it gave me purpose each day. Got to travel around the country a lot, got to travel overseas a lot with Les Mills, and gave me some really good coaching, mentoring, fitness foundations that I still use today. And then I decided it was time for me to create my own fitness environment, home culture, and I opened up my own gym.
Big step, Nath.
Brave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a brave move, especially stepping away from being so solid in another company. And lots of challenges there, like conflicts of interest and having to leave one and without taking anyone with you sort of side of things, and opening up a gym pretty much from scratch. Surviving through COVID, business stuff as well. But I hit my goal, Beck, and that was to create a home feeling in a gym and foster culture and community, and we did that. It was awesome. And then the next wave come over me, as my life seems to do, and that was I was doing really, really well at developing athletes and people and systems in the fitness industry in Australia, and I thought, well, A, I miss home, and B, what if I take these skills back home and start developing athletes, teams, and people in general at home? And also, on top of that, one of my bigger passions would be working with the Māori people as well. It brought me home. And I mean, a lot of it was to reground myself personally, but now I'm back here. I'm comfortably in the strength and conditioning space, which I like. I haven't started down the Māori health sector just yet. That will come. And an accredited agent for NRL, because I'm helping young players get down their pathways and leaving room for some other new stuff to come in as well.
You're an open vessel, really, aren't you, for opportunities around that space?
Yep. Yeah, I think so. Especially being home, leaving room for some creative stuff to come through or opportunity to come through as well.
And it's always stayed home, hasn't it? Regardless of how long you've been away and where you've gone, you're connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm built like that. I was brought up like that. I think being Māori too, like you've got that inner pull. But in saying that, my personality type is quite passion, and that drives into being patriotic. So it never left me. But I was fortunate enough, Beck, to be able to mould into what was happening around me over there. Like very much me, but there's certain things that I don't feel were needed over there, stayed within me to help me get the best in the learnings that were happening over there as well, especially when it came to business. Yeah.
So do you think there is a particular X factor about Dunedin that drew you back or that was missing in Sydney as a whole?
Melbourne.
Melbourne, sorry.
Melbourne. I'll be really honest. I couldn't call it X factor to come home to. I reckon it's home. My family are here, but it's actually a good question. It's probably more now. I've been home, let's call it 18 months after selling the gym because I had to go back and sell it. And now it's probably come more to it when I look at the 2024 focuses I have or goals I have and how things are aligned. Now it's become more about how can I help enhance or be a part of the success of the businesses that I feel I'm going to be working in Dunedin. I don't mean that to sound like there's not X factor here. It's
Well, you're
more
bringing
how I can contribute what I've learned back home and share that and impart that in the areas that I feel are coming this year or that I'm being a part of this year.
Look, I think your wisdom and your experience and the courage and the proof that you have brings with it the X factor that these athletes and these organisations that you want to be a part of will benefit from. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm just thinking too. I haven't heard the word X factor for a while too. Good choice. Yeah. Good choice of words. Yes. And I mean, I think if I do lean it back to our people here in Dunedin, is maybe there is a lot of X factor here, and I noticed it a lot when I was growing up, especially around a lot of the people I grew up with that had copious amounts of X factor, but maybe didn't allow themselves or were able to the opportunities to let it come through, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe I've acquired skills, also personal growth that now allows me to help the people that I'm going to be working with and then around to just bring out more of their X factor.
Their inherent sort of capabilities.
Yep.
So what is it specifically that a day looks like for Nathan Jones in this beautiful new world that you're creating? You know, what are you up to? What's the actual detail?
Yeah, fitness coaching, personal training, strength and conditioning, a few different names for it, but let's call it personal training is always pretty early in the morning, which I'm cool with. So you're in the new Les Mills gym, running my own PT business out of there at sort of 6:30, which is fine. Sort of lies nicely into getting up early and getting that win on the day. So I'm in there coaching predominantly athletes, group fitness instructors, both of the managers of the place at the moment as well, which is nice. I mean, I like to do that level of fitness coaching because I've done it for so long. It allows me to use the top end of my skills, especially when it comes to the exercise prescription and stuff. So I personal train in the morning. To be honest, there's usually a couple of good gaps in the day.
Bit of a siesta to catch up.
There's definitely siestas in the afternoon. And there's good gaps in the day for now, which will probably get filled with a couple of roles that I'm looking at. But, it means I can come in and do things like this, which is cool at the moment, not be too rushed. And, it's summer, so I can get down to the beach. I like going down to the beach, whether it's just connect in or do a bit of a run.
Yeah.
My player agent stuff's important as well, Beck, because I'm looking after two players that are merging towards the NRL. One, Torino Jackson from Dunedin, who's now with Gold Coast Titans, very good player, such a good success story, massive X factor, young Māori boy, hard life, but he is now currently actually in the Gold Coast, living with the Fafita family, well on his way. Beautiful, that was a heartfelt one, getting him a Dunedin player agent, Dunedin player on the big front, and then I got another player who's equally as good, but from Canterbury, who's in the Warrior system. So I've got to look after them from a managerial perspective. Again, a couple of big roles that I'm working through around the interview process, etc., that we can't talk about just yet on the podcast.
You do a bit of talent scouting at various times. You go and watch them.
Yeah, lots of that. I was down there on Sunday watching the juniors. There's actually this amazing young lady too that's just come down from Auckland. She was amazing. Just popped into my head there when you said that, Beck. Yeah, talent scouting's good, but it's a patience game because when you're sort of looking at trying to get them into that top level, especially in rugby league when we're predominantly in a rugby country, window of opportunity is a little bit smaller for them. But yeah, I'm doing that. And then some mentoring stuff as well, which is, I was actually just speaking to a guy that I still mentor in Australia around business stuff, small business, which is actually growing very big. So it's all in that coaching, mentoring
mindset.
space.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it's still oil and water. The two rugbies don't mix, or football and rugby union. There's no, yeah.
It is a little bit.
It is.
It is a little bit, and it's tricky because I do some strength and conditioning for Harbour Rugby, and there's some rugby opportunities coming up. I'm a leaguey at heart, and I'm in the league space, so we're gonna.
So it's Holden versus Ford.
Yep.
Awesome.
And I'm sort of trying to work for both organisations.
Well,
even though I love Ford, so.
Ōtepoti, Dunedin's a small place, and it sounds like there is some real talent here, and there will be a lot more that needs to be supported and identified. And do you find the likes of organisations like Sport Otago being helpful for you in some way, shape and form, being that they're an organisation that's funded to do that, or not yet? That's part of the 2024 challenge list.
Nice little part at the end there. Yeah, I haven't had much opportunity to venture into those kind of organisations yet. I think, again, having my own business and having to sort of set it up, moving with Les Mills. I also paused a lot when I come home too, Beck, and just did almost like very little in my career after such a big 15 years in Melbourne. So it's probably now that I'm sort of popping up and sort of getting to that point where my personal business things are established, and then I can start seeing things like what you're talking about. And I'll keep that on my radar now, because I actually met the ex-CEO of that company yesterday. So
John, yeah. The new CEO is fantastic as well. He's doing great things and enabling change.
Love to meet enabling change a lot. I'd love to meet him, actually.
Yeah. So when you think about the fitness and health industry, has it really changed much in the last 20 years? And if so, what are we looking for from an innovation perspective coming up? Like, we all know it's 80% of what you put in your mouth, 20% of what you do and get out and exercise and live a healthy lifestyle. What's coming? Is there going to be some magic pill, Nath? Because I'm sure there's lots of us that are waiting for that.
Good question. It really, the fundamentals of exercise won't change too much. Squat, push, press, lunge, hinge, twist. Those movements will never change. And even fads or exercise styles, I mean, like, we've got more boutique now, BFT, F45, CrossFit. So we're not just big clubs anymore. So there's options now. I reckon the biggest change is people now recognise that exercise benefits the whole person more so now. Like, I think when I started, it was about, can I lose weight? Can I get strong? Now it's like, it's better for my head. It's a de-stressor. It balances me out. It's good for my mental health. It helps with depression, which I like. It's becoming more, in Māori we call it hingingaro, which is about your head, whereas it used to be tinana, which is the body. It's both now. I still firmly believe people don't recognise how much exercise can influence your entire being, and I want to do a video on it. I've got it in my notes. I want to do like a reel about this, because when you've got your exercise, and nutrition can be very relevant to the person. I still love a pie. But when you've got a nutrition balance that suits you and you've got your exercise in check, I'm a better coach. I'm more alert for Tariana, my daughter. When I have a partner, anyone watching this, I'd be better for her. Don't cut that bit out, please, Paul. So I'm just way better when I'm exercising, and I feel that's what I'd like to help people educate on. Like, the whole person and everything you do does become a lot better. Even your confidence, even your decision making is a lot stronger when you're encompassing it all. So winding it back, has it changed too much? Just that stuff around mental health has come in, but I still think it's undervalued, especially in gyms and personal training. Like, people still feel $18 a week for a Les Mills membership, and I'm not selling Les Mills by any means when I say that, or $23 I think it is. Like, what you can actually get for these low costs is a little bit underrated. I think even personal training, 50, 60, 70 bucks to be hooked into someone that will guide you, care for you, give you information, keep you accountable, is probably a little bit underrated as well. But that's a personal thing.
Yeah.
But that's my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to the new Les Mills gym. It's absolutely stunning. It's accessible, and I have a 16-year-old daughter who absolutely loves it, and I know older people that go as well. So it's obviously serving its purpose for the community.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think too, like it's nice for Oti that we've gone new age. We're in a mall. It's clean. It's fresh. It's nice. It's got its challenges, and I hear lots of that around town. I think we do in most things, but it's got good people at the front of it. It's beautiful and clean and fresh and new and fancy, but it's got a lot of offerings in there that we hope. Again, I'm not a direct managerial part of that organisation, but we all still hope that working there, that it just continues to serve lots and lots of people from, like you said, your daughter, my daughter trains there as well, right up to this beautiful couple. I reckon they've got to be at least 75, and they virtually just walk around the gym.
Yeah.
Shuffle around the gym. Yeah. But I look at them and go, that's beautiful. And I think if you can keep that mindset around why it's there and what it can do, it's a good thing.
Yeah, and it's not always about a gym, is it? That's kind of the first thing that people think of when they think, oh, I need to get fit. I found aqua-jogging at the start of last year, and I go nearly every day, and I do at least 40 minutes, sometimes an hour, and I put my waterproof headphones on and I listen to my all-time favorite crime podcasts, and before I know it, I've done 45 minutes of something that clears my head. I'm not thinking about work, and I'm achieving a bit of a healthier lifestyle. So
awesome.
You've got to find your thing. You've got to find your niche.
I couldn't agree more. It's like I call it modern fitness. Like, it's exactly what you said. Like, there's no point me saying to someone like you, Beck, like, for example, go for a run or come and lift heavy weights if you don't like it. I want to aqua jog. It's perfect. I think it's really important in modern fitness that you choose what you like.
Yeah, it's just the thing that, I don't know, you want it to become a bit of an addiction, really.
Yeah, of course you do.
And that's what it has become for me. So shout out to Moana Pool.
Yeah, Moana. It's beautiful. It's beautiful in the water there too, eh? Like, you're in the water.
Yeah.
You're never controlled by the elements.
No.
Nice up at Moana Pool as well. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Need to give the hydroslide a go again one day. See if I still got it.
Well, I think they're looking at building a new one, so you better get in there before they take the old one down and reminisce about those memories of when you were a young chap going down there.
Without pulling a muscle out.
Well, shall we move on and talk a little bit more about Dunedin, perhaps?
Yes, please.
And, you were born and bred Dunedin boy. Otago Boys, I think, was
high school.
The high school, yeah. And then when you came home, was there a particular place that you were like, oh, I really want to reconnect with that? There was somewhere you wanted to go that was a special place for you?
I think with it being, it's a funny one, not a funny one. It's I don't really know. I don't. It's just sort of a bit of everywhere. Like where I used to live in Roslyn, or the Fives Courts, I would remember at school. I went up Bethune Gully and did the big Mount Cargill walk. God, that's a long way up with Mum. The BMX track means a lot to me. Forester Park, I used to ride bikes.
I remember.
I went back and had a race. I went and did a race meeting. I went there on a Thursday night. Derek Jalgasmar, if you're watching this, does a great job down there. And I said, oh, can I borrow your bike? Had a couple of laps. Was able to do the jumps like I did when I was young, and then I entered the race meeting and got fourth out of the whole club. So not even age group, like fourth out of the whole club.
I remember that was a real fascination of both yours and Adam's.
We love BMXing.
We used to come and watch you all the time.
And I still do. Like I started looking at if I can get a new bike, secondhand bike and stuff. The compulsiveness in me, and But anyway, it was really good to be at the BMX track and being around that. So I think being away, you sort of want to reconnect back with things that you remember. And then, obviously my career's had to slot into it. Rugby league, I worked in the rugby league space and done a couple of coaching roles there. Yeah, I like probably many people, it's what do I love and what do I remember? And then I've just slotted myself back in there. And then just being around the people and being patient that what I've learned or seen in certain areas you want to sort of impart on, but also being patient enough to realise that
People have to be ready, don't they?
Or they might, that might not be their thing.
Yeah.
So being mature enough to understand the difference most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
So 18 months in, have you been to any of the new or old events that Dunedin has on a regular basis and been reminded of the special nature of those? Is there anything?
Good call. No, I think I need to do more of that. I went to, there was a light show down at the wharf. Now, what was that for?
That might have been Matariki.
Matariki.
Yeah.
Matariki. I went to Matariki. That was beautiful.
Yeah. What about your favourite place to have lunch after you've been working out and teaching other people how to work out hard since 6 a.m? What's your go-to?
Can we jump to dinner or do you want lunch?
Oh, we can go to dinner. That's fine.
I don't have a lunch one just yet. Big shout out to Belmac number 7. Now, obviously,
There might be a bit of a conflict here, but yes.
my little brother works up there, Adam Jones, and he's brilliant at what he does up there. But I tell you, I was up there 2 Fridays ago, and beautiful food, and it's got a nice feel up there. Mind you, a lot of places in Dunedin do, don't it? But it's got a nice feel up there, beautiful food, and I guess, yeah, it just feels that little bit more.
It's trendy, it's on point.
And having a family member work there is cool, but it is trendy and on point. And the food was just amazing, well balanced. They do a lot of their produce on site. They care about what they're getting. There's a consistency up there.
Shout out for their small meeting space that they are able to hire out as well downstairs, which is really helpful for networking meetings and things like that, and really easy to work with.
Good to know.
Yeah. Nath, thinking about special people that are from Dunedin here now, or perhaps they've passed on, the question that we like to ask is if you could share a Speight's or an Ocho hot chocolate with a Dunedin legend, somebody that's got a Dunedin connection, who would that be for you?
I will say this just really quickly without sounding cliche. I like what you've done.
Oh, thanks, Nate.
I do like what you've done. I grew up with you, I know, but we also didn't grow up together either, so it's not been this really tight intertwined. But I like success, and I think seeing someone like yourself that's, grown a successful business but kept it real along the way. And then if we think about the conversation we're having prior to the camera going on, and what's still important to you and what you hold, I reckon that's beautiful. And that's the first thing that comes to mind, so I had to say that. Dunedin, 2 more little things. Dave Burke.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Dave?
Vaguely.
Dave Burke done all of the designer Warriors tops, the New Zealand Māoris for about 15 straight years, Otago Highlanders. He does the changing rooms for the Waikato Chiefs. He's done the Ferns. He's done Queensland. Like, he is a mess. He's just so quiet and humble.
He's got a bit of a niche, doesn't he?
Huge niche. So all those designs of tops, he's done lots and lots of stuff in that space. But he's so incredibly humble. The kumara never speaks of its own sweetness. That's one of his sayings. You just really not know. But he's a Dunedin man, and he has pioneered that space beautifully. I was speaking to him actually not this morning. So he is from Dunedin and moved on, but he's been incredible, and he's had galleries here and stuff, because he's an artist as well and a creative designer. He's beautiful. But in terms of sitting down with someone, no. But what I have organised, and what will come to fruition at Eric's Labour weekend this year, is a huge reunion for everybody, but the majority of it will be the Māori Polynesian community that came up at the same time as me.
Oh, wow.
And there's lots of us
Beautiful.
coming together, and we've got the premises locked down now, and then we're going to do a whole lot of fundraising, and it's going to be still like community and earthly based, and then we're all going to come together because a lot of us, we had really unique period through those 90s and stuff, and I felt for a number of years now that we've lost a few people as well in that community, that there's been this feeling of us coming together, and
you need to connect.
I'm just seem to be the person that can help bring that together, and that's my little passion project for the whānau, for the wider original Oti-Puti people to come together.
Wow, shout out to Eric's. How lucky are we?
Perfect venue.
I know, isn't it beautiful?
We might remember it as just in front of it, the Southern Hotel.
Wow, my parents will.
Yeah. I used to go there with my parents. Actually.
Yeah, I was in the car, but
I was in there with the fake ID there, maybe. Anyway, no, I think I was of age. Anyway, it's now Eric's. It's I met the lady. Oh, let's get her name.
She's fantastic.
Harmony, Destiny. Her name's Destiny. She's been awesome with putting a package together.
Great.
The amount of time that we're allowed in there. We can have a band if we want. Shout out to Vault 21 DJ Delboy, my best bro. That's going to be the DJ there that night.
Yeah.
And a whole lot of us are going to come together, and it's going to be sensational for the soul.
No, there has to be some guitars that get brought out as well, let's be honest.
Probably at the after parties, the guitars will come out with the tears and the puddles and the...
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful.
I love it. Well, you've actually covered the next question that I was thinking about, what's in the future, and something of that beautifulness is obviously a big part of 2024 for you. I'm excited for that whānau get together. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you want to talk to the community about? Anything we haven't touched on, or a bit of a pitch for an offering that you have with NJF Fitness, or what can we do to help you?
I came home because what I've outlined, but really what underpinned it all is I was missing that warmth, the warmth that we have. Like we are really, really warm people. I was at the beach yesterday with my cousin, and this poor young fellow had lost his keys. My cousin calls up his uncle from the other side and asks him, "Uncle, are you free at the moment? Just wondering if you could bring down that metal detector. You've got a new one, eh? There's this young fella down at the beach. He's lost his keys. He's stressing out because he's got to get back to Wanaka." "Yep, thanks, Uncle. Yep, sweet as. How long will you be?" "Oh, cool." So then he's hung up the phone, and this young fella, he would have been real young, is like now saved, and Nick is waiting there with his little daughter until his uncle comes down with the metal detector so they can find his keys.
Yeah. That's a true story of Dunedin, really, isn't it?
And I just believe that we just beautiful, warm people, and I hope we all give ourselves the opportunity to strive and reach the heights that we all personally want to succeed in, that we give ourselves the opportunity, that we don't hold back, that we don't let tall poppy or fear or judgment get in the way, and that we forge ahead. And if we want to be business owners, we make that step, we be courageous. If we want to have reunions, we do that. If we want to grow and be better and stronger and closer to our true selves, that we all give ourselves that opportunity. And that's, I could talk about my businesses and what people coming to train with me, but that's probably not the biggest drive. I just really like to see Oti-Puti continue to be warm, but also find opportunities to grow, and that there's a lot of people that watch this that want to put their hand up and be a part of this generation of Oti-Puti for the ones that come after us.
Lead the healthy, happy and connected change, I think, is something that I've been thinking a lot of.
Amen.
Staying true to that aroha as a course.
Agreed.
Thank you so much for joining us, Nathan.
Thank you for making it feel so comfortable and get the best out of me.
No, it's been great, and I wish you all the very best. I'm a big champion on the sidelines.
I know you are.
Love
That's
you.
why I'm here. Love you too.